welcome back to a new video. We are going to London, Barcelona, and parts of Italy. So right now, Delta Sky Club. If you watch my other videos, you know how I get in here. But I'm going to take you on this adventure, and it's going to be fantastic. First time in London. Not my first time in the other places, but I'm going to take Claudia, take some more friends, and I'll show you what Comfort Plus is like on Delta internationally, the food, and no frills, but it'll be good. And I'm flying back on Swiss business, so we'll get to see that experience as well. Or maybe that'll be a separate video. You'll catch it up here. But for now, let's get on the plane.
All right, and so let's talk a little bit about how I even booked this flight. I used points. I transferred from Venture X, which is a credit card here in the US from Capital One, to Flying Blue, which is the KLM and Air France loyalty program or frequent flyer program. And then through them, I was able to book this flight. And as you can see, I'm sitting here in Comfort Plus, which is like Economy Plus on other airlines. You get a little bit more space, slightly different or the same food depending on your airline. On Delta, it's the same food. I really like this napkin, I don't know why. And the food comes not on just one tray, but they give you a separate plate with various things, and this was the breakfast meal. Pretty decent food, honestly. I had no problems with it. Also in Comfort Plus, you do get free alcohol. On the screen you can see some cool stadiums I saw as we came into Heathrow, and I was able to upgrade to Comfort Plus using points. I think I used 9,000 points. Not usually the best use of points, but I said I need some extra space to get some work done, so there we are. And here you can see some really cool planes from Heathrow. I love Heathrow just because of all the interesting planes from Cathay Pacific, Qatar, Emirates, Singapore, everything. Here you can see a Qatar A380, and then I think we'll pan over here to Virgin Atlantic and Delta flights. So they were using 787 Dreamliners and A350s, A330s. The plane I flew on was an A330-300, and yeah, this is the tube. It'll take you on the Elizabeth line from Heathrow all the way to Canary Wharf, which is where we were staying. It's the best way to do it, and you can see beautiful Canary Wharf. It's like the financial district, and I believe it's the most inexpensive way to get to central London if that's where you're trying to go. So definitely take the Elizabeth line. You can go from terminals 2, 3, 4, all the way to central London.
We've made it to London town. We're in Canary Wharf, and of course right when I record, the trains are passing. There's two of them. JP Morgan Chase building, Citibank is back there. This is so cool. I hope the camera quality is good. This is the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Front camera, you'll see shots from the back camera with the 5x zoom. I will have a shot of the Shard, which is really far away, but on the 5x you can still see it pretty well. Long 9-hour flight from Salt Lake City direct to London Heathrow, 1 hour on the Elizabeth line to Canary Wharf. Bit of a walk from the train station over there yonder, and we're here now. So we're gonna take you around for the next few days here, go to Barcelona, and then go to Bologna, Florencia, and Ancona in Italy. It's all connected, you see.
All right, and now we're gonna walk to the Mayflower Pub, which is on Thames River. It has a great atmosphere inside and out. There's an outdoor seating area right on the Thames, and it's beautiful. You get really rustic kind of pub feel. We went for Sunday roast, really fantastic, and this is an awesome view of the Thames right outside the pub. You can see the Shard, and you can see Tower Bridge, not London Bridge, Tower Bridge, which we're gonna go to very soon here. And if you see right there, that's the Uber boat. There's quite a few of those that go up and down the Thames. It's a great way to get around and do some sightseeing for about £8.60, which comes out to $10, $11. Here's a better view of Tower Bridge.
Going to Tower Bridge. Bridge.
and you can see it going up and down here. Some interesting facts about it. You can actually go down into the South Tower below water and see the bridge working from the inside. And in this space, they actually sometimes hold concerts. So really interesting little tidbit about Tower Bridge.
Hey, I see you.
So apart from my horrible jokes, here's a few tips and tricks if you're visiting central London. Here you see Big Ben and you see the House of Parliament. I believe, the best way to get around is walking. If you walk through the city, you'll see so much more than if you just try to take the tube or try to take a taxi cab everywhere. Also, you will see all those black London taxis everywhere. And some great things to do are go for a bike ride around Hyde Park, go up to Regent Park. I think these parks are fantastically beautiful. And yeah, I think you'll never be bored. You'll never lack something to do or something to eat.
It's cool.
But let's talk a little bit about getting around. Of course, we use the tube quite a bit. Very important, tap on and tap off with the exact same card. And that means if you do it on your Apple Watch, keep doing it on your Apple Watch. If you do it on your iPhone, keep doing it on your iPhone.
You've made it.
Because once you tap on and off in zones 1 and 2 enough times, it will cap out at around £8 or ish, and that's about $10, and so you won't exceed that throughout the day. So it's a good way to save money if you're trying to get around London a bunch and you're staying within zones 1 and 2. The tube and all the public transport is split into zones. The farther you get out from the center, the more expensive it gets. Now, you see us biking around Hyde Park here. I think biking was also a great way.
What it do? Oh, she's zooming.
To get around.
And then there's Mars back there. Oh, Hyde Park. Very nice.
So, ignoring my very interesting commentary, here we went to a new bar, actually before it officially opened. Really cool in the SoHo area. There's a lot of great places to drink and eat there. We went to an interesting chain, which I didn't realize was a chain restaurant, right next to these LCD LED screens that were placed around the area, around a couple blocks. And they had a steak, and it was £13, which was insane. I mean, you can't find that here in the US almost anywhere. And so it's called Flatiron. Here you see inside. They have more expensive steaks, but their main thing is their £13 steak, and it's a great deal. So you can find a couple of these around central London.
It is now day 3 in London. She has espresso. We just went for a run. We got some drinks at the end, and I want to recap what we did yesterday. So yesterday we did a lot of things. We went to Buckingham Palace, SoHo. Where else did we go? Big Ben. Went to Big Ben, Hyde Park, Westminster Abbey.
Great steakhouse.
A great steakhouse. It's called Flatiron. Super cheap. It's not massive, but it was like £13. It was pretty good. Sides are really good. And yeah, so that's a recap. Today, we're gonna go to the West End, and we're gonna, I don't know, do something.
Going to Harrods.
Oh, we're gonna go to Harrods? Okay, we're gonna go to Harrods and get something. Camden Market. Oh, food vlog today. Food is gonna be good. But anyway, I hope the video quality is good. iPhone 15 Pro Max. I tried to get some good shots, like I mentioned before, up close with the 5x zoom. And yeah, you can kind of see we're on the front camera. At some points it will like overexpose, and then the HDR kicks in and it's back to correct exposure. So interesting how it's kind of trying to figure it out with the software, but overall pretty good. And I hope the sound quality is good. I'm not using an external mic anymore on this trip, so let's see.
All right, so here you see the outside of Harrods. Let's go inside. And these are the escalators. Just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place to be. It's a very confusing place to be as well. It's quite a maze. So give yourself some time to walk around, appreciate all the things in there. It's not for everybody, but if you really look at the craftsmanship of things such as the porcelain, which you'll see later, or the pen section, there's watches, there's various items that cost way too much money, such as this car, which costs thousands of pounds, and the pen, equally expensive. And this liquor, which costs 47,000 pounds. All right, so that's over $50,000, quite pricey. But many stores in here, many luxury stores.
You guys look so unhappy.
They were hungry. And so now we'll see the food court, massive food court, and they also have a pastry section. You can buy meats here, but it is a little bit overpriced and the quality is not what you would think based on the price. So keep that in mind. But if you need any luxury goods, watches as you can see here, and others, you will find them. And we take a tube ride all the way to Camden, which is in the northern part of central London. Very quirky place. Offers a lot of interesting shopping. I would say it has a hipster vibe for sure, and lots of cool little shops as well to get little trinkets if you want to take souvenirs. But now we're into the Camden Market section where you'll find the great food. This is the cheese wheel. A lot of the food options we found just on social media, so this was one of them, and it was one of our favorites. It was quite good. Do recommend. And then you'll see a couple other of our food picks, which I will go over now, such as Zala Grill, which is Lebanese food. Really enjoyed that. Their falafel is great and the staff is awesome. And then Argentine steaks and burgers, also fantastic food. The fries with the steak on top are chef's kiss. But I would say people are giving out free samples all the time. Take those and try to get different things and share. So, for instance, we only got this one pasta here, and then we got one thing from each place, and we kind of got to try a little bit of everything instead of everyone just getting one thing at one place. So, there's something for everybody here. There's Asian food, Middle Eastern food, African food, more Western foods. So, definitely try it all and go on an empty stomach. Also, Cyberdog, very interesting spot. So this is another part of London where you find Alice's store, which has tons of antiques and really interesting trinkets. Here we were able to get some spoons for tea, which had various cities on them. So I would say if you want to find some great little gifts, go there. And you find us here actually at Kensington Palace, where the royals often live, and Albert's Memorial. Yes. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about it shortly. Oh, my hair is crazy. St. Albert's Memorial and Globe. Very nice. Look at these scrubs. So yes, this is for Prince Albert, constructed after his death in 1861 by Queen Victoria. He was, of course, her husband, and it's so beautiful and massive. Sitting across the street from the Royal Albert Hall, it sits 176 feet tall, cost 10 million pounds sterling, and has many different significant statues around it. So this one represents Europe, and there's also an Americas, an Africa, and an Asia. The bull representing the agriculture and what is found in Europe, and each one has different things. Now you find us at the Ivy in Chelsea Garden. We want to get that authentic English tea time experience with wonderful biscuits and jam. And of course the tea was good too. There's quite a few of these Ivies scattered around town, so it is a chain we did not know at the time, but also quite good. And here is Borough Market, another market we love to eat. This was another fantastic experience. You can find any kind of food. You can even find Ted Cruz there. And the salt beef was quite popular. There was a couple of places that sold that. This is a mushroom risotto, also quite popular. I ended up getting actually some Middle Eastern food because the line was shorter. But this is in London, so it's easier to get to. And it has fantastic food. Very busy, packed, almost, hard to walk around in there. And it's actually quite beautiful. It's quite old as well. And there's a great sitting area inside the market so that you don't have to walk and eat, found right here up on those steps. And this is a choripan from the Argentinian place. But let's get to the next section. The British Museum. So the British Museum, very interesting because many of the things are stolen, a bit controversial. Here you see some Persian artifacts, and it's beautiful. There's tons of stuff. It's just hard to appreciate it with a, clean conscience, but it is free. All the museums are free, which is really great. I unfortunately did not get to go to the Transportation Museum, which is also, I hear, a great place to go. This is the Rosetta Stone, which should be in Egypt, and Egypt is a bit salty about it. And if you go to the museum in Egypt, it'll say that the British Museum has it, and they should give it back. This is Covent Garden. Honestly, a bit of a tourist trap. It is beautiful. However, it is the only place where I feel you need to be more cognizant of your belongings, just because everyone knows it's tourists and it's near Piccadilly Circus. It's nice, but a bit forgettable, and if you don't have that much time, I would say just skip it. But what's around it is interesting. So next, you're going to see a bit of Piccadilly Circus, which was frankly a bit underwhelming. And there are a lot of people here. It's a bit of a tourist trap. You have, a Hard Rock, an M&M store, a Lego store, all these kinds of things, which are the quintessential trademarks of a tourist trap. But around the corner is Chinatown, which a little bit of a tourist trap, but honestly very cool and something you should see while there. There's also some great food here, and surprisingly, everything is actually written in Chinese, and so unlike other places that might have catered to the culture that is prevalent, it does feel quite authentic. We're in Chinatown. That's pretty cool. Got some Legos. Yes, I fell for it, and I got some Legos. But here you see the Battersea Power Station, which actually is a converted old coal power plant, which now is a beautiful mall and has apartments on top. And this is more of my liking. So this is the Polestar 3, brand new electric vehicle from Polestar, which is Volvo, and quite a bit bigger than you might think. And I'm really excited to see this in America next year, supposedly with over 300 miles of range, although let's see what the official numbers are. This was one of my highlights. I loved the F1 arcade. This is a simulator that they have many of around the arcade. It's right across the street from St. Paul's Cathedral. Very good experience, and a bit pricey, almost £20 per person. So do watch out, but they have sitting areas, there's food and drinks, and it's catered towards a lot of professionals and corporate events. So we just finished the race. What'd you think?
I did great.
Yeah, she did so great. She hit me, and so I finished almost last. And then Marcia won the overall session. I beat everybody by 30 seconds on the first race, and then she won the second race, and then we all kind of did poorly on the last one, but he was least of the poorly. So good job. This was fun. Very good. Recommend. There's one here in London, one in Birmingham, and then they're opening one in Washington, D.C. F1 Arcade.
We came as fast as we could. Came to Stamford Bridge, where Chelsea FC plays. Not a Chelsea fan, but cool to be at our first football stadium of the trip. Tomorrow, we go to Old Trafford to watch Manchester United play. But this is also really cool, and it's massive. It's massive. So tune in to the next video where we go to Manchester, then Barcelona, and then Italy.